The lonely CEO spent Christmas alone, until a little girl stopped him in the falling snow and invited him to a party he never expected. On a night when his penthouse lights were off, his phone was silent, and his success felt heavier than failure. He did not know her name yet, did not know why she was watching him so closely, and did not know that this single moment would quietly unravel a secret he had buried for years. What he also did not know was that accepting or rejecting that invitation would decide how his Christmas ended, and maybe how his life would finally begin. Before the story unfolds, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and quiet miracles, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel Kind Vibes to keep these stories alive. Rowan Hale was the kind of man whose name appeared on business magazines and conference banners, yet never on a Christmas card. At 46, he was the CEO of a global logistics firm, admired for his discipline and feared for his precision. On Christmas Eve, his office tower stood dark behind him as he walked alone through the city, snow gathering on his tailored coat. The board had sent him a gift basket. Investors had sent emails. None of it followed him home. His penthouse was spotless, expensive, and painfully quiet. The tree he once planned to decorate stood undecorated in the corner, lights still boxed, as if even joy required approval he no longer had. Rowan had chosen work over warmth for so long that solitude felt normal, yet that night it cut deeper. He took a longer route home, past small houses glowing with light, past laughter leaking through windows, past something he pretended not to notice. Outside a modest apartment building, he saw a child sitting on the steps, bundled in a red jacket, feet swinging as she hummed to herself. She was not crying, not lost, just waiting with an odd certainty. Rowan slowed without knowing why. The girl looked up at him as if she had been expecting him all evening, her eyes bright with something unguarded and brave. He tried to walk past, but the moment lingered. The child stood and waved, as if waving at an old friend. She motioned toward the building behind her, where a paper star hung crookedly in the window and soft music floated into the cold air. Rowan felt a strange pull, an ache that reminded him of a Christmas decades ago he never spoke about. He nodded before his mind could object, telling himself it would only be for a minute, only to be polite. Inside the apartment, warmth wrapped around him. The space was small but alive, filled with mismatched decorations, hand-cut snowflakes, and the smell of simple food made with care. The girl's name was Mira Calder, and she lived there with her mother, Alana, who worked double shifts at a care home and still managed to turn scarcity into celebration. They did not ask who Rowan was. They did not care what he owned. They simply made space for him, handed him a paper plate, and let him sit among laughter that expected nothing in return. As the evening unfolded, Rowan watched Mira move through the room, checking on everyone as if she were the host of something grand. She carried plates, straightened decorations, and smiled at him often, as if ensuring he was still there. Something about her gentleness unsettled him. It mirrored a part of himself he had locked away after a childhood marked by foster homes and holidays spent pretending not to care. He had promised himself then that success would protect him from ever needing anyone again. Sitting there, surrounded by borrowed chairs and handmade ornaments, that promise felt suddenly hollow. When Mira disappeared into her room, Rowan noticed a drawing taped to the fridge. It showed a tall building, a lonely man inside, and a small figure holding a star outside the door. Beneath it were words written in uneven letters about inviting someone who looked sad. Rowan's chest tightened. He realized this invitation was not random. Mira had seen him walking past that building for weeks, always alone, always quiet. She had decided he should not be alone on Christmas. The weight of that kindness cracked something open. Rowan offered to help clean, to contribute, to do something useful, but Alana simply thanked him for being present. For the first time in years, he felt useful without being powerful. As the night drew on, snow thickened outside, and the world felt smaller, gentler. Rowan thought about the tree in his apartment, the unopened lights, the messages he never answered. He thought about how easily life could have been different if someone had once noticed him the way Mira had. As he prepared to leave, Mira pressed a folded paper star into his hand, something she had made herself. It was uneven, fragile, and perfect. Rowan stepped back into the snow with warmth he had not felt in decades. The city looked different now, less like a battlefield and more like a place where small lights mattered. In the days that followed, Rowan returned, not with money, but with time. He helped Alana secure steadier hours, quietly supported the building's repairs, and started a holiday fund at his company that focused on presents, not just presents. He decorated his tree at last, hanging the paper star at the center. The loneliness did not vanish overnight, but it loosened its grip. Christmas had found him not in a boardroom or a penthouse, but on a cold set of steps where a child believed no one should be invisible. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment now to like and share it, and subscribe to Kind Vibes so more stories of quiet kindness can reach the people who need them most. Before the ending, I ask you one special thing. Comment below and tell us who you would invite if you saw someone spending Christmas alone.